Hey, this is Dan with BC Stack. I'm sure maybe you don't even know about BC Stack. So this is the 8th year that we have been doing this program. We do a program for the digital marketing community for two reasons. I'll tell you what the two reasons are, and maybe that will even excite you about it. But the first reason is when we were doing our workshops around the world, we ran into people who didn't know the names like Gary Vaynerchuk, and we didn't know some of the names, the big names in their world. And we thought on our way home that we should do some sort of a project where we marry our audiences with people abroad and the people here, because apparently Facebook wasn't doing as good a job as we thought it should be. Uh, like even the idea that you wouldn't know about Gary Vaynerchuk and you're in our digital marketing world, it's very strange. It's kind of like, who's Tom Cruise if you're into the Hollywood scene? Like it just didn't seem right. So for 8 years now, we've been putting together a project called BC Stack, a business courses stack, where we bring together 65 digital marketing experts. We get one of their best products that they sell. It's either a course, a product, or software. And we put them together in a stack, and we sell them to the digital marketing community for $49, just one time $49. And we're talking about, like dream big. James Lamb's 3-day workshop that costs $5,500 is part of this. Neil Napier's Content Gorilla is also part of this. It's like 124 a year or something. So we put together as many great products as we can that would enhance and improve the lives of digital marketers. That's coaches, authors, small business owners, bloggers, vloggers, podcasters, anybody who's trying to get a message out that needs all the tools in order to have a profitable a profitable business where they can start to build an income that they can rely on, which is the idea. Something that you can duplicate, an income that you can plan for. That is the concept. So I thought maybe I would tell you some of the products that are in it this year, since we put it together, like maybe why they're in there. And then hopefully, if you have BC Stack already, you'll get excited about getting these. And if you haven't purchased it yet, you can go to bcstack.com before the week is over, hopefully before today is over, and grab a copy for yourself, because you don't really want to miss out on having these assets in your arsenal. The first one that I would like to talk to you about is Robert Brown. Robert Brown is this 8-figure Amazon consultant who has built a business around the concept, not even a concept, around the idea that he was selling mugs, just a simple mug with a saying on it, like "run hard" or "you can do it." Simple white mug with an ugly little saying. I say ugly loosely, but that's what he calls his company, Ugly Mug Millions. So somebody buys a mug for $14. He's built a business around the concept of taking somebody who spends $14 and then turning them into a customer for life who ends up spending thousands with them. So I thought that whole idea, somebody just buys a simple mug from you and then they end up becoming someone who spends thousands of dollars with you, I thought that was well worth you learning about, incorporating those concepts into your business. So his book and programs are in BC Stack. Number two, second idea, Neil Napier. Neil is a software engineer, softwarepreneur. He tries to solve problems with software. He's got unbelievable services, but one of them is Content Gorilla. So what I liked about Content Gorilla when I saw it was, for me, it solved a problem. Now, obviously, he creates software to solve problems, but for me, this one personally solved a problem. And that problem is that I have a side site, a niche site about the resveratrol antioxidant that I just never get to work on. I'm always doing other stuff. I would like to build it and sell it. That's my goal. But I've taken Chelsea Clark's course, and that in order for me to sell it and get a lot of money for it, it's got to have traffic and revenue. So how can I build traffic and revenue if I can't even get to it? So earlier this year, I started on it, but then I dropped the ball and I haven't really picked it up again. So then I saw Content Gorilla. And this concept is You could take any Creative Commons licensed video on YouTube, which is almost all of them, and then Content Gorilla will turn that video into a full blog post with pictures, and it will then automate and send out to all of the social media stops that a new post has been posted on your page. So for me, I thought that this is a fantastic service. Like I really need this because while I can't manage the resveratrol site right now, I don't want Google to think it's dead. I want it to come back and see new content regularly. So my plan is to use Content Gorilla to help keep that thing going. Now that site's about resveratrol, which is an antioxidant found in red wine. Well, do you know how many red wine videos are on YouTube and resveratrol and health benefits and all the different keywords? Like I could just start creating more content over there without having to spend a lot of time on it. And then when I finally get back to it, I mean, it's got content, some of it will be indexed, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so that product, which I think is $124 a year, is in BC Stack, which is only $49 once. But I also know that in order to make that site grow, that it's going to need backlinks. And if I'm not spending a lot of time on it, and I don't really want to do any black hat stuff, I just want to do a program that works. So that's when we found Chris Pantelli's Ballistic Backlinks. And his claim was he got 50 quality backlinks in 1 year. And to me, that claim seemed very doable and awesome, and I liked it. It wasn't thousands. It wasn't, get a backlink a day. 15 a year sounded like this is something I could do. So his product is in the stack. So for the resveratrol site, I really want to figure out how to get 50 backlinks to it and then have Content Gorilla working on it so that at some point in time, when I go to work on it, it's got a solid start. So those are two different products that I think are fantastic. They solve a problem for me. That's why they're in there. But I also think they will solve problems for you. Amanda Robinson is in the stack again. She is this is BC Stack year number 8. She is the one and only person who has been in BC Stack twice with the same product. Never have we even considered the same product. But I reached out to Amanda because we did not have any ads products in the stack this year. And I said, look, I took your Facebook ads bootcamp. It was the best Facebook ads course I've ever taken. Would you be interested in putting that in stack again? And we've never done that before, but I really think people should have a really good handle on how do you do ads. So even if you're never going to do them, I think you should understand them. Here's how they work. And if you do, then you'll probably put the Facebook pixel and the Google pixel on your site, because you'll realize if I put them on my site now and I decide 6 months from now that I'm going to do ads, which I'm not even considering at this moment, you'll understand why it will have been smart to put the pixels on today. So anyway, so her boot camp, which is 4 weeks, she spends 1 week on like how to create an ad, and then 1 week how to target an audience. And then it's all screen capture. She shows you the whole interface, and then how to use how to use the analytics. Like I forget what the 4 weeks are, but that gives you an idea. Each week she goes through a different part, and you walk away an expert. So to me, that was a no-brainer. That's a paid course as well, but it's part of BC Stack this year. Another thing that was of interest to me was having things that were relevant to 2022. So Kate Rosales has a product called Becoming a Blogger in 2022. And I can tell you from BC Stack experience this week that marketing right now is different than it used to be. There's a different feel in the air. People are a little bit more worried about money. They're worried about gas prices, and grocery prices are going up, and they're thinking about stockpiling. So if you don't have up-to-date information on what kinds of things are working, what messaging is working, what is it that people actually need to improve their lives in these circumstances, then you just have outdated stuff. So Becoming a Blogger in 2022 is a product in the stack. Now, David Perdue. David Perdue runs NAMS. He has a huge organization, and he's about as efficient as it gets. So when he showed me his software called Simple Click Tracker, okay, Click Tracker. Well, when he showed it to me, the video of what it does, I was amazed that I don't use it. He makes all of his clients use it. And his philosophy is that every digital marketer needs a redirection system in place. And after having seen it, I not only totally agree, but now I am ashamed that in the past I never made a point of talking about it. But the concept is very simple. You build a blog post with a link to an affiliate product, and that goes dead. Then you have a dead link on your site that's not making you any money. Like, that should never happen. That should just be something ingrained in our head. We should have a system to track links, to be able to group links, to see trends, to shorten them. We should be able to do several domains in one place. Like, links is our lives, so why aren't we masters at links? So the simple click tracker is in BC Stack. And not only that, the official launch of it is in July. He's got 1,000 people in his inner circle using it, but nobody else can buy it. So it's launching in July, and it is fantastic and is in the stack. James Lamb, he's probably one of the biggest names in the stack that you've heard of before. He's a huge name. He's got a $5,500 3-day workshop that is in the stack for your $49. Why? Because James Lamb just needs to be in there, and I guess I'm persuasive, but I also think that you need the ability to dream big, and you need James Lamb to help you with the clarity, help you with being heart-centered, like all of that you need from the expert, and that's why he's in the stack. I keep looking down because I have notes. There's a few more things in here that to me are just fantastic. Daniel Hall is using government content. Do you know that government content, government creates content, right? You hear stuff like, there's a government-funded grant to track trout eggs in Alaska, right? Well, that kind of content, once it's published, it's in the public domain because it's made by the government. So he's got an entire class on how do you find that kind of content that you could actually package on your own in your own site, and you could sell the content. You could use it for blog posts. It's just public domain. But it's a different kind of public domain. So that to me was very interesting. Al Jensen, Book Yourself to Speak. All he had to tell me was there's like 600 speeches a day that are paid in Nashville. And if you know how to work with event planners, you can be some of them regularly. And I was like, event planners? You create relationships with event planners. Very interesting. I didn't know anything about that. So Book Yourself to Speak is in the stack because I thought it was interesting that there could be a path that smarter people take to get booked to speak. And if I just learned how to do that, I could book myself to speak. I live in Nashville. There's probably paid speeches all the time. If I could just find my way to the right people, that would be awesome. So anyway, bcstack.com, it's available only this week. There's 65 products. They're all fantastic. I hope that you get it. If you already have it, then please check out the ones that I've mentioned. And if you don't have it, then make sure that you go to bcstack.com and grab that as soon as possible.